Now to Florida's abortion battle. With 8 days before the election, one of the big questions that many people have is about how Amendment 4 impacts parental consent laws. Action News Jack's Jake Stofan looked into the legal history of this issue and the ballot language to get to the bottom of it.
It can be hard to make an informed vote when you have ads like these.
Amendment 4 eliminates Florida's parental consent laws, replacing consent with notification.
In Florida, parental consent is required for a minor to have an abortion. That's the law.
And voting yes on 4 does not repeal that law.
Making polar opposite claims about an issue. And political actors.
But it does not change that piece, the consent piece.
They are rolling back consent.
Echoing those claims. To understand how Amendment 4 might impact a parent's ability to decide whether their child has an abortion, we have to go back to 1989. That year, the Florida Supreme Court struck down the state's parental consent law in a case known as In Re TW. Fast forward to 2004, Florida voters approved a parental notification requirement, which is now in the state constitution. Then, in 2020, the Florida legislature passed a new parental consent law, which to this day has not been challenged in court, despite that 1989 case standing as the most recent legal precedent.
The answer is kind of a non-answer. It's a gray area.
UNF political science professor Sean Frieder notes the plain language of Amendment 4 protects parental notification, not consent. That being said, if Amendment 4 passes, does parental consent automatically go away?
It does not automatically go away.
That's because the state's parental consent law would have to be challenged in court on the basis it violates Amendment 4. That case could be made based on the amendment's language and the standing precedent of the 1989 decision. But as Frieder notes, the conservative-leaning Florida Supreme Court has not been afraid to overturn precedent, especially on the issue of abortion.
If Amendment 4 were to win, notification would be spared for sure. Consent would be something that the courts would have to look at.
For local coverage you can count on, I'm Jake Stofan, Action News Jax.